Hi, today we're going to take a look at the Internet of Things, or more specifically, the Things Network, or even more specifically than that, LoRaWAN. And I've got one of these new LoRaWAN Things Network gateways, which we'll check out and see how easy it is to set up. Now, what is LoRaWAN, I hear you ask? Well, LoRaWAN is developed by the LoRa Alliance, and LoRaWAN stands for LoRa stands for long range, LoRa, long range wireless area network, long range WAN. And there's basically three major ways to get things onto the internet. You can either directly connect them, Ethernet. You can wirelessly connect them via Wi-Fi, of course, where you've got to have your local Wi-Fi hub, and you can get a reasonable Wi-Fi type range, within proximity. Or if you want to put something or want to connect something to the internet from anywhere, you would use a cellular network GSM type gateway, and there's lots of solutions for that these days. But unfortunately, they're sort of, two extremes. Wi-Fi draws a lot of power. Cellular networks can draw a lot of power. Cellular network connections, you've got to have like a SIM card. It's a paid type thing. You've got to actually pay for network connections and things like that. So, and Wi-Fi, not only is it high power, but it's sort of like small range, doesn't have a large range. So LoRaWAN actually sits somewhere between these two. Not only does it have long range, like up to tens of kilometers, but it also is very low power, so it can run for, say, years from a set of batteries. And it's, of course, low data rate, great for connecting, which we've got here, like a temperature sensor to the internet, for example. It's an Internet of Things node. There it is. And if you want to hook this up, well, yeah, you can do Wi-Fi, but it takes power. You can do cellular. Yeah, you might have to pay for something, and it might use high power. But these things, apparently, we can get the Internet of Things running. And yes, I know I like to make jokes about the Internet of Things and how it's just groan-worthy that we have Internet of Things connected light bulbs and toilet seats and all that sort of crap. But there's, of course, a lot of legitimate uses for the Internet of Things. So I thought we'd have a play around with this new gateway which I've got here, which is apparently, so I'm told, led to believe, this is the easiest way to get a LoRaWAN network up and running. So this is a gateway that I've got here, and a gateway is what you need. Think of it like a Wi-Fi router, for example. It's how you can connect your devices, your things, up to the internet. You use one of these gateways, but the range can be quite long range. As I said, tens of kilometers, and they can talk to each other, and everything can connect together. And for those playing along at home, this won't be a tutorial on LoRaWAN because I don't know a huge amount about it yet, but this is designed to me just experimenting with it and try and set something up and have an Internet of Things, a public Internet of Things node, and see if I can connect little nodes, in this case a little temperature sensor. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff, so let's actually take a look at this, the Things Network. So you can see how basically it works here. You have your devices, you have your gateways, which we've got here, and the gateways actually connect to your traditional internet, because this can't just connect, you can't just apply power to this and it hooks up to the internet. Of course, it's got to connect to an Ethernet or Wi-Fi traditional network connection, and then you can run applications and get data and all that sort of stuff. And the Things Network actually has this rather nice map, and you can see all the public gateways and things like that available. So if we go down to Sydney here, and that's the good thing about this, is that if enough people install these public gateways, then you can just be driving around, for example, and have an Internet of Things on your bike or in your car or walking around or whatever, and you can just seamlessly move from one gateway to the next, and your Internet of Things sensor or device will have continuous internet connection, and it can share the data. So let's have a look at a few here in Sydney, and I'm out here. I'm out near Bella Vista out here. I'm in the Norwest Business Park here, and you can see that there's not a node within Cooee of that, but there are quite a few other ones around, and you can see that they're probably all different. Like different Kerlink brand, Kerlink indoor, all sorts of stuff. There's all sorts of different gateways. So the plan today for this video is to get one of these gateways, which is the official internet, the Things Network gateway, and here it is. It's the one that they actually sell. In this case, it's not cheap, by the way, but this is apparently the duck's guts, and it's the longest range, and it's the easiest plug and play type thing. At the moment, I think you can only get it from Newark. That's where I got it from in the US, and it's like $325. It is not cheap. But I wanted to experiment with this because I thought it'd be cool. There are much cheaper solutions, of course. So I've got the gateway, I've got the Things node, which I believe is just like a little temperature sensor, and I've got an Arduino, the Things Uno, which is an Arduino Uno with the LoRaWAN transmitter on there, and you can get a whole bunch of devices that don't have to buy them from the Things Network. Anything that's compatible with the LoRaWAN system should work on the Things Network. So that's the idea. So, like Adafruit, for example, sell a whole bunch of these feathers, which is their little form factor thing. A whole bunch of these things, like RFM 32U4 one. There's an Cortex M0, for example, and a bunch of different ones like this. You can go to AliExpress, for example. You can buy really cheap if you're into ESP32, for example. You can get really cheap LoRaWAN compatible units and stuff like that. It's amazing. $15. Look at that, free shipping. $14. You can get one with a little screen and everything. Absolute LoRa kit. Absolutely amazing. But you have to get the right frequency for Australia. I've been told you need the 915 megahertz, which is the license-free band for the US as well as Australia. So there you go. We're going to give it a whirl and see if we can add our device to this Things map. Where is it? Yes. So my goal for today's video is to hook up this and just see how easy it is. They claim, oh, look at this. Go to the website, connect to Wi-Fi in the Things Network. It's that easy, so they reckon. Let's give it a go. So inside the box, we have the gateway. This is the backer edition. There you go. I wasn't a backer. I just bought it on Newark, and it's pretty easy peasy. We've just got the antenna there. We've got Ethernet, and power requires a 2 amp. There's a little SD card in there, presumably for updating, and 27 dBm transmit frequency on the 902 to 928 megahertz band. There you go, and it's got Bluetooth and wireless LAN as well. So all we have to do is go there and activate it. Let's see if it's that easy. It'd want to be for the price. And I got a plug pack with one of these stupid Yankee plugs on it. And we got a little antenna as well. Of course, if you wanted the maximum range, you'd mount this inside your house, run a coax up to a proper, maybe a higher gain antenna on your roof or something like that. If you wanted, if you're setting up a public gateway for the absolute maximum. So this one here actually provides up to 10 kilometers, 6-mile radius of network coverage. I think I've read some people have gotten much more than that. If you have, as I said, a high gain antenna way up, you're on top of a hill or whatever, you've got good coverage, then you can get faster than that, Bluetooth 4.2 modem for indoor Internet of Things connections. So if you didn't, if you had local nodes, for example, if they're around the house and you've got a gateway as well, you don't actually have to connect through the LoRaWAN 915 megahertz. You can just connect via Bluetooth, of course, if you're close enough. So there you go. I hope it seamlessly transitions. For example, if it goes out of Bluetooth range, you'd like to think it transitions open, but runs on open hardware and open software. Is it all here? I don't know. Where are the links to all the hardware? Maybe it's here somewhere. Try and find a link. Support. Maybe. Maybe it's under Learn. Community support. 25,000 Internet of Things developers. Do it yourself for free. Open source code. There you go. See open source code. Go to the Things industry. Beautiful. So if we go over to the GitHub, the things network, network stack, Arduino, docks, gateway, gateway connector bridge, gateway conf, Python stuff. I don't know. I assume that the hardware's there as well. I might just crack this open. Yeah, check it out. That just clips open. Zigbee connector there. Look at that. So it's really hackable. That looks like, you know, like you don't even have to take the case apart, and you can get in there and hack around on this thing. Very nice. And it's got a PIC32 processor, which I am told makes it less, well, it's always going to be hackable, for example, like in terms of like somebody hacking your device turned into a zombie, Internet of Things zombie device or whatever. But because it's based on a PIC32, it's a more obscure hardware platform, so that you've got to put more work into deliberately attacking a device like this. So that kind of helps. So PIC32 processor and open hardware and a microchip. Well, it's got a microchip on it. So anyway, let's try and plug it in. Let's build this thing together. Now that you have your hands on the Things Gateway, Node, and or Uno, it is time for you to join the movement and help build a global Internet of Things network. Yeah, as I said, like, you don't need a huge gateway like this. You can just get one of those little tiny boards and it can become, it can join and become a gateway or whatever. It's like there's just tons of different devices out there, but this is the approved one from the Things network. So activate it. Ooh, docs. Look. Oh. Where to start? Gateway registration, packet forwards, troubleshooting. Wow, okay. 6 mile range. Set it up in as little as 5 minutes. Can serve thousands of nodes. It can set up a public gateway, and you can have thousands of little devices driving by and using your thoughtfully provided LoRaWAN gateway. Go to the activation page. All right, here we go. Activate it. Register. Oh, I got to register first. It's fair enough. All right, so it's asking permission. The client will be able to get basic information about your account. The client will be able to manage your gateways. Yeah, no worries. Let's get started. Okay, unique identifier. I thought this would be a unique thing on the back, but it's not. So we'll call it EEVblog Office, for example, because that's where I'm going to have this one. And frequency plan, Australia. Bloody ripper. Auto update gateway. And it cannot start with or end with a dash or an underscore. A lowercase. Oh, geez, that's a bit restrictive. Or should I just call it EEVblog? I'll just call it EEVblog1. Oh, but I can't change it. Too much pressure. Connect your gateway. You're successfully registered EEVblog1 are ready to get into this. You need to connect your gateway over Wi-Fi. Make sure the gateway is plugged in, blah, 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 to access this and the password of things. Click looking for your gateway. Better power it up. Got some lights on there. Got one blue LED, one flashing. Look in, look in, look in. Make sure your gateway is in access point mode by checking the LEDs. They should look like this. Oh, yes, right. Yes, the one solid and the one flashing. Yes, it certainly matches that. One solid and one flashing. I'm going to use up my 5 minutes allotted time to set up this just by waiting for it to connect. One thing I noticed with the supplied antenna, it can tilt like that, but the plastic's in the way. So if you're sitting it flat on a desk, you can't, without taking off the plastic top, you can't actually make the antenna flip up. You can make it go out like that, but it's designed, it's got suction cups, obviously, designed to go on a window. But it, like if you want to sit it flat on your desk, you're out of luck. Fail. Oh, silly me. I've got to connect to the gateway's Wi-Fi access point using the password the things. That's secure. I'm sure we can change it later. Yeah, how do I do that on a PC hooked up to my router? I don't know. I'm not that good with technology. Right, so I don't think I'm actually going to be able to do this easily because my computer, the Windows 10 computer I've got, is connected via Ethernet to my Wi-Fi internet modem router thing, and you can't, it's not like having If I had my Microsoft Surface here that had the Wi-Fi built in, I'd be able to see other Wi-Fi devices and connect directly. But it's too hard to do it via the router. I know everyone thinks it's probably easy, but I'm just going to have to go get... I could do it with my phone, I guess. Could do it with my phone. I'll try that. And of course I can't do that because it already exists. Oh! Right, I've connected to it and it's still looking for the gateway. So it's actually connected via the Wi-Fi, but it just can't see it. Ugh. There it is, I'm connected, but nah, nothing. So I actually took the thing home and used my Microsoft Surface tablet-y computer thing, which of course has the Wi-Fi built in. So this time, just like my phone, I was able to connect to it, but this time it actually just worked. So no worries. You've got to have a computer with a Wi-Fi card in it to be able to actually connect. And then it said I had to call it EEVblog1062 and all the lights went on. I got 4 solid lights, but it never ever, and I left it for a long time, never ever actually connected it in this configuration. But when I actually went over into the Internet of Things, my account, it says it's actually connected. There it is, EEVblog4 is connected. So it works, but that setup process never actually went through the motions. Kind of a fail, but ultimately seems to work. Alright, so I'm back in the office here, so I connected and set it up at home and it worked a treat. I brought it back here. It seemed to have a bit of problem connecting to the router here. It took a few minutes, it cycled a few times, had to turn the power off and on again. But it's connected. I've got 4 solid LEDs on the unit. It's just down there, and if we actually go into the console here, we can see, well, got no applications yet, but let's have a look at the gateways. Ta-da! There it is, EEVblog4. Presumably I can go in and delete the others now. And it is connected. So there you go. Last seen 24 seconds ago, and that seems to reset every time you try and access it or something. So there you go. Oh, no, just did it automatically, and it's got the gateway key there. It's a huge key, looks pretty secure. Random thing, receive messages, nothing. So we're not receiving anything, we're not transmitting anything, we don't have any apps, nobody's driving by trying to access my thing's gateway. And sure enough, I've set it up here. Haven't set up the exact location, but I've just put it on a little island here in the middle of the Norwest Business Park, no worries. And it presumably people can just drive by and use my gateway. Cool. Right, so we've got to get the node thing running now. Awesome. Getting there. And sure enough, if we go to the map, there it is. Ta-da! We're in Lake Flynn. We are now part of the network. But curiously, this one doesn't show the range. But if you actually go into the communities thing, and like I'm now part of the Sydney network, there's the core team of the Sydney network. Fantastic. There's 95 contributors, 23 gateways in Sydney, which I'm now part of. It shows my, well, estimated radius, you know, like it. I don't know how you can actually get in there and modify that. Maybe, you know, it takes into account whether or not you specified indoor or outdoor antenna or whatever, but you know, you can see the range that it should actually cover. So in theory, this thing should be able to get between my office and my home, because I don't live that far away. So that's the plan. But hey, it is the Hills district here, and they don't call it the Hills for nothing. So that could be a problem. But hey, this one node, in theory, should service, you know, a couple of business parks around this area. Awesome. Now, let's try and set up this thing's node here. I've installed it. It's a very nice case. I like that it's got the lanyard thing and it's got the waterproof seal around here. I'm not sure what the IP rating is. It's got a button on the top with a RGB LED apparently. It's got a temperature sensor and a movement sensor and stuff like that. It's just, you know, like you can press a button and activate stuff, or you can display stuff as the LED. So it's kind of like a multi-purpose demonstration node, but you could use it for real things, because that is quite a rugged case. 3 AAA batteries, which last for at least a year apparently, which isn't too bad. I would have liked to see a bit longer than that for 3 AAAs, but you know, hey, considering that this thing, the range that we can get with this thing, and I believe this has 27 dBm transmit power as well. I won't take it apart because you can't see much. Like didn't see that it pulled out or whatever, but there's the board. And apparently if we go to map it here, it says it comes with pre-installed Arduino sketch that pings home and sends the sensor data on setup as well as every minute. Yes, it is an Arduino in here, basically an Arduino Uno, same as the other Uno I've got, but it's got the nice case and batteries and everything else in it, and the sensors. So power your device, there it is. Identify your device. So, but yeah, it looks like, and this is what the quick installation guide, we have to go in and set up and we got to use the Arduino IDE and everything and set up the sketch and get the device ID, download a sketch to get the device ID or something. And then, like, it's really quite convoluted. I expected this out of the box just to, like, work. I expected to put the batteries in and, like, see this on my, like, and actually be able to click on here. I know this is probably not how it's done, but this is kind of what I expected, to be able to look, you know, set this up as by default as like a public node that I could just see when I connect to that gateway. That's probably not how it works, but that's kind of how I intuitively expected it to work, I guess. So yes, actually I think the sketch is pre-installed, but the problem is we have to download another sketch, a deviceinfo.ino file, to get, and then we have to replace it, the 915 megahertz one, which will then spit out via the serial monitor the device ID. And it would have just been far easier if they did that for you, especially for the price, I guess. It gave you the device ID on the card that came with it. Then you could just, like, go. You can't just assume everyone knows how to use Arduino and has Arduino. Yeah, I do. But you know, people connecting the Internet of Things go, what's this Arduino stuff? What's this sketch? What's this, a serial monitor? I don't understand. Like, you know, it needs a level of knowledge that, even though it's easy, you know, you think, oh, everyone knows how to use Arduino. But, like, no, I don't I don't think that's right. It should come with the device ID, which is hard-coded into the LoRa module itself, which is great. Everyone's unique. Special snowflake. Actually, it's not an Uno inside this thing. It's actually a SparkFun board which identifies as a Arduino Leonardo or something like that. So we have to actually go in, and they point you to this, which is fine, but we have to go in and install the board. We have to, specifically, I've done this in previous videos, but they link you to the SparkFun instruction page where you've got to install the board, then it installs all the drivers and software automatically. It's very nice in Arduino environment to do this, but the fact that I have to do this is just, I think it's wrong. So if we paste in our JSON file there, we should have that board. Okay, if we go into Boards Manager here, we should be the Arduino SparkFun. Supposed to be an Arduino Pro Micro. SparkFun AVR Boards Pro Micro. I think that's the one. Install. Yes, should be. And it will now install support for our board. Awesome. Don't worry about this code. It's just old crap. Aha, there we go. SparkFun Pro Micro. So now we should be able to get the examples. Arduino AVR boards. All right, the Pro Micro. Okay, so we should be able to now get our device info sketch and download it. Okay, if we go into Manage Libraries here, now we should be able to search for the Things Network. There you go, the Things Network library. Ta-da! Install. Beauty. So this should now give us the examples we need. Close. And if we go into Examples, the Things Network. Yes, device info sketch. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Let's download this and try it. Upload. Whatever you call it. Meh, compiling sketch. Replace me. Frequency plan. I think it's 915. Does that make sense? Let's try it. Come on, you can do it. Yes, that looks promising. Come on. There we go. Hang on. Nah, now it's uploading. I selected the right port. Done! Yay! Our sketch is now... Oh! And our LED's on. I can't show you. Yay! We won! Look, there's our EUI. And it shows the battery volt. There we go. Beautiful. So we just copy that. And we don't... Like... See? Or like the effort I have to go through just to do this. Now I've killed the sketch on there that does anything useful. Now I've got to reinstall the example sketch, the demo sketch, to get us back on the network. It's just a step that didn't need to be done. It's crazy. Actually, I got that wrong. That the plan there should be that. So I just want to do that again, just in case. It shouldn't give a different unique ID, but apparently that's what you had to do. So, but it just putting 915 did work. So, meh, whatever. There we go. We're good to go. Now, after doing all that, we've already created an account on the Things network. Now we have to add an application, and then we have to register our device. So, here we go. So we add an application. Get started, add application. The unique identifier of your application on the network. Okay, so that's not our code. That's EEVblog node 1. For example, human readable EEVblog node thingy. Application UEI issued by the Things net. Huh? Oh, okay. That will be. You can add your own in the application page. Oh, okay. EUI. Right. Well, that's the thing that we copied from. That's the EUI, yes? That's the thing we copied over. So, oh, okay. Add application, handle and registration. Whoa, I missed that. 2 seconds ago. Created. Node thingy. Yep. 0 registered devices. Access key, collaborators. Access keys, application EUIS. Better read the instructions. Better RTFM again. Does not have any devices yet. Oh, register. Okay, register your device. Here we go. You are now ready to register your device. On the application page, scroll down to devices. Select devices from the top right-hand menu. All right, let's do that. Devices, register device, device ID, aha. The device, okay. Device, well, oh no, that was the application. So the device ID is EEVblog. It's probably all lowercase again, right? Because yeah. Node 1, so it matches. Is that okay? App key. This field will be generated. Add app. Register. Successfully registered device. Woot! Alright. Simulate uplink. I don't know, send something. Uplink message simulated. Does that mean that we're going to see that in our console over here? In our gateway console? If we actually went in here and looked at our traffic, our received messages, it didn't simulate our message. I don't know if that's the correct thing. Okay, but now we presumably have to go back and install our sketch, right? The node example. So, oh, and then we've got to copy the app. Now we've got to copy the app EUI and the app key as well into our node thing. See, like, it's not necessarily hard, but geez, there's a lot of steps and it's convoluted, and if you don't follow them exactly, you're going to kamigutsa. Okay, so examples. The Things network. Class dedicated, it wraps the commands to work with the various sensors in a simple API. Okay, fair enough. I don't see the Things network one here. Or is it quick start? Maybe it's the quick start one. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay. I assume it's a quick start. So we've got to add our EUI thing and our app key. Wow. Okay. Where am I? Okay, we've got our app key. Status, join. Okay, geez, lead bulletin, lead off, lead on. Okay, wax on, wax off. No worries. That's what we want. So let's upload that. We don't need our silly... Oh. Replace me was not declared. Oh, yeah. Always forget that. Ta-da. There we go. It even tells you right there. Isn't that nice? Nice commenting. Well done. There you go. Compiling our sketch. So, this should now contain, this little node thingy-mabob, should contain our, there's a lead on, should contain our app. Our Quick Start app. Yeah, like, I know the whole idea of this is that, you know, you design your own nodes and things like that, but, like, when I buy a things node, screws, they're not captive. When you buy a things, like, you know, when I paid, like, 50, 60 bucks or whatever for my things node, I kind of expected it to just do its node thing, you know? Not have to dick around with all this sort of stuff. Just takes the shine off it. Check your coverage, keys and backend status. Send in Mac join OTAA. What if I press the button? Does it do anything? No, I have no idea what I'm doing. Check your coverage. So I assume it's like, it's just not, it's not connecting. So now I'm actually wondering if I could have just mapped it out of the box, but I followed the quick start guide, so which was all the Arduino stuff. So can we get your identify your device? Yeah, no, it still says you need your unique EUI. You can't tell, yeah, but maybe it would have just shown up, but it didn't last night. I actually put the batteries in and I had my node connected and everything, and it just like, so I'm not sure what the deal is there. Anyway, but we're supposed to be getting all this, which is different. So, no, maybe I got the wrong sketch. Aha, I think I might need the things node library. So let's go and try that again. Okay. We can do it. Aha, there you go, the things node. We just didn't have that. So, yeah, I had the wrong thing installed. Sorry. So, we go in here. Boom. That's installed. So, we should now have, in our examples, the things node. Thank you. Basic battery monitor, device info, pass-through, test. Test? The things node, I guess. Ta-da! There we go. That's the one that we should install, and that is get temperature button and all that is moving. Right, that's what we want. So, actually that, well, where's the thing to set up the things node? Where's the thing to set up the EUI and all that sort of jazz? I don't, the things node.h. No, okay. No, that's just a header, is it? Yeah, no, that's not right. Things node. Basic. There we go. Port interval setup. Okay. There you go. That's better. That wasn't obvious. I really like the fact that it actually gives you the things down here. You don't have to copy them from up there. That's just nice. The example code. That's nice. Nice touch. Someone was thinking. Okay, I think we're set up there. Let's download this sketch and see if we can actually get something going. Oh, goodness. This is not the best out-of-the-box experience, let me tell you. Trying to use the Internet of Things. Mac join OTAA. Join not accepted, denied. Check your coverage keys and backend status. Great. Thanks. Lead's green now, though. Got a green lead. It's better than the red we had before, I guess. Denied. Yeah, Maybe I'm not reading the instructions clearly enough. Create an account, add application. We've registered our device. Our device is hunky-dory. We've done that. The things node example. Yeah, basic. Yep, we've got the basic one installed. That's it. Replace me with the frequency plan. Done that. Upload. Surely you'll see the current temperature and values and other sensors. Things network class loop. You should have code inside loop. Yeah, that's great. You know, when we want to do our custom app, that's terrific. But I just want to get my poor node work. Like, it's joining my. I've got my mappity doodah thing. Got my gateway mapped. Like, I don't. Okay, data. Hey, no, port 1 counter. Time. No, or is that test one? That might have been the test one. I don't know. Activation. No. OTAA. Yeah, that's the activation method. All right, EEVblog1062. It's orange. Doesn't look good. Simulate. I don't know. Payload. Hello. It's just text data. All right. I don't know. Send. I'm at a loss as to what I'm doing wrong here. Like, I don't know why it's not connected. I assume that is not normal. You know, check it, join not accepted. No, why is it denied? I don't know. I think I'm going to have to seek help from the forum, maybe, the Things Network forum. So I might just upload this video to the second channel, just as a temporary, well, you know, I'll probably stay there forever, but just as a temporary thing to show my progress on this and how my gateway seems to work. But my poor little node just doesn't, I just don't get it. And like, that's the end of the quick start guide. Like, you know, we're supposed to download the basic, the things, an example, the basic node, replace the app EUI, boom, upload, and serial monitor. Surely I see the current and temperature. Let's run through to understand, and then it just tells you understand what the app does. But then it tells you nothing about that. That's it. That's the end of the example. The setup, the quick start thing, and so API reference troubleshooting. There's a troubleshooting part. Serial port bricked. No, we're not bricked. We're running just fine. They're talking about AVR. That's to unbrick it and stuff like that. No. The troubleshooting problem is that it's not actually connecting. So anyway, help. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I just haven't followed this thing precisely enough. But that's not a good. It's not a good first impression of the Things Network when you buy the. Like, I maybe expected all this if I, you know, bought something on AliExpress, you know, an ESP, you know, 8266 node for $10 or whatever. But I bought the proper official Things node, and the proper gateway and everything else, and everyone assured me that this was the easiest way to get on the Things Network, and the gateway was ultimately pretty easy after figuring out the Wi-Fi thing. Whether or not you can do that via Ethernet, I don't know, but I don't know. I can't get the node to do its thing, so I don't know. I think I might just phone a friend. Catch you next time.